Freaking hilarious. Now I have to join the call
Happened
again.
all night.
All right. Yeah, so my internet just turned off. That was pretty fun. I sit there and the recording's still going, and I said there wouldn't be a Switchmania Playcast if we didn't have millions of technical errors all night. It's classic. Classic.
One day.
One day will be a perfect Playcast. Until then, we will just be us.
Do our best.
Exactly. So everybody should definitely check out Super Blood Hockey. Of course, buy it at premiumeditiongames.com. Support what we're doing. We appreciate it. Everybody who has already supported us, we definitely appreciate it. It's amazing, and it's going to be great bringing our first physical game to the Nintendo Switch. It's great.
Are you going back live, or are we just staying off? Because when Rowan's been like, should I go to sleep or not?
I mean, we are still streaming. Like, it's streaming right now.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, we probably had a pause, and, it's the internet, Barry, so we can just keep going with the Playcast, and we'll let the streamers listen.
That.
Let's continue with the Playcast, since we're recording live for those on Anchor. They're not seeing the stream. Let's continue to go. Should we go to the dollar challenge now?
Sure.
Let's go to the challenge.
Cool.
We did have a poll, though, for...
What was the poll?
So I said, have you played Super Blood Hockey? Comment below as well as your thoughts on the game if you have, and we'll read them on the show tonight. So I did it just a little while ago. So we had 53 votes, and I said, puck yes, puck no. And we had 77.4% of people have not played this game. 22.6% of people have. And that just tells me that they're in for a treat when they pick up the physical, because it really is going to be a lot of fun. So from Giorgio Asmir, said, once I get the money, I'm definitely playing it. I'll be listening to the show anyway to hear your thoughts about the game. So thank you in advance for listening. At Dastardly M said, was a great game to run through a season, building up a dynasty around my medically enhanced prison players. Absolutely. At Medic Paul 1 said, one of the first games I bought on the eShop. I love the retro feel that reminded me of ice hockey on the NES, except better with the blood, plus the campaign that reminded me of Golf Story with the humor. And then I said to him, the humor hooks you in right from the beginning. The tutorial is hilarious. So to everybody, so this was a late poll. I think I'm going to actually put it out again and run it for a little bit longer after they listen to this episode.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm excited because all those people that said no, I expect them to have a yes next time.
I expect them to.
That's right.
Just like, you better be a yes. I don't want to see any.
Classics.
And he says he's a nice guy.
Yeah. So dollar challenge.
Yeah,
Yes.
dollar challenge. All right. So who's gonna go first?
I'll start off. So
Sure.
I picked. It was a 99-cent game on the eShop. It's called Car Quest, and it was actually.
Stole my game.
No, you picked a different one.
I know, but that was mine for next week because it was suggested to me for next week. So I went ahead and bought it for next week, and it was suggested.
All right, so the developer and publisher is eZone. It came out on October 25th, and it's an adventure puzzle platformer racing game. It's actually really cool because you have like a little toy car-esque thing with a somewhat open world for each level, and you have to solve the puzzle of getting to the end stage. So what that is you kind of collect these, I call them like nitro boosts that, as far as I know, don't really do anything except when you get enough of them, you technically unlock the next level. But you don't really need that many. But what it is you have to find these puzzle pieces, and as you find them, it opens up another area. So you find one puzzle piece, it breaks off a piece of the wall, so it makes a ramp now, so you can get to the next level. And the whole idea is you keep finding these hidden puzzle pieces to keep unlocking the different paths so you can get through. And it actually is really cool. I mean, I'm looking at the eShop. You really can go everywhere. The car controls are relatively smooth. I don't want to say they're clunky, but like turning and like even their version of drifting, it's I mean, it's not the most solid, but the game is enjoyable. And what's really cool is you have this floating head narrator that has a little bit of humor to him. Like, he'll say funny things and he'll guide you along the way. But it's really fun solving the puzzles because you do have to jump off ramps. You have to carefully go on tight paths and things like that. And I've gotten through a few of the levels. The features here, it says 4+ hours of gameplay, 15+ surreal realms to discover, 100+ artifacts to collect, and things like that. There's no damage, no time limit, so you go at your own pace. But honestly, for $1, which I don't even think it's on sale because it's just showing up as a buck,
Cool.
it's a really good value and it's a lot of fun. So I personally would recommend it, Barry. I would recommend that you still play it.
Yeah,
Even though you have
Barry.
to get it.
Can't use it next week.
And then, and it does say here you unlock new cars by completing the game, and things like that. So
Nice.
it's a fun, solid dollar game.
Nice. I still have my game from last week that I had ready that you all didn't didn't have one. So
That's
mine is regularly $3.99. I got it for 7 cents,
Nice.
and it's called the Rains Down Players. The Rains Down Players is a rhythm-based RPG. It tells the story of two amateur actors trying to make it big on the wrong side of the river in the town of Rainsdown. Basically, the two actors have acquired a rundown theater, and they put on shows to entertain the local townsfolk, but they're not scared to show their opinions, and they literally throw tomatoes and bottles. And so while you're acting, you have to press the buttons to the beat in order to dodge all of the garbage that they're throwing at you, which is hilarious. The art style looks like it's from Mother or Earthbound. Really colorful artwork. And then in between, when you put on your plays, you go around and you talk to everyone. As you start to talk to everyone, you get to collect cards and stuff, which are really fun to find. You progress the storyline, and you try to impress people in order to further expand your acting capabilities. And it's really crazy. There are tons of mini games in there, so you can do fishing. There's yoga. There's this one really fun one where you're firing cannons at snakes in boats to prevent them from destroying your castle. So they just moved from the right to the left, and you shoot cannons at them to prevent them, and it's these snakes with tongues sticking out, and they have no faces. It's ridiculous. It's just hilarious, and everything about the game is simplistic and fun. It's a great title. I enjoyed it. It's just it doesn't have a ton of your classic RPG action, but it's still pretty cool that for 7 cents I found a role-playing game that was super creative.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. That is cool.
Yeah. Barry?
So my game came as a complete surprise. I actually found another game that I was thinking about doing, and then this stumbled upon my screen, and I was like, oh, this looks actually good compared to some of the other games I picked. And that is Motor Rush GT, which normally is $14.99, 93% off to 99 cents.
Nice.
And this actually used up the rest of my gold points. I had to actually drop a couple cents in the shop for it, but it is a arcade motorcycle racer, and I can totally see this being an arcade cabinet, kind of like Arctic Thunder, if you remember that.
Yeah.
Where you're on, riding on a bike. It's first person. You can do wheelies, and when you do wheelies, it pops up, you can't see the road, and you pretty much have to go from your start to the end, and it tells you how far away you are from the end. But you have to dodge in and out of traffic, some coming towards you, some away from you. You get points for doing near misses and doing combos, and of course, if you crash, it resets your combos, but you start back from where you crash from. But it is it's exhilarating, it's fun, the graphics are really good. It's just that type of arcadey action. There's different challenges to do. There's over 100 levels. You could do endless. And one thing that really got me is I played normally with the analog stick, but you could also play with motion, where you can use the Pro Controller and tilt to turn, or you can use Joy-Con to turn, or you can even put it in the motorcycle Toy-Con from Labo.
Oh.
And use that to steer and play the game, which I thought was really cool, because especially being first person. And yeah, it's honestly a lot of fun, way better than I was expecting. I must have played this for about 2 hours before I realized, I'm wow, I've been playing this this long, just because it was like just trying to beat my score and to beat my time and trying to do it without crashing. And some of it was just hilarious. Like, oh, I'm just doing this wheelie for a bit, and I put down my bike, and suddenly there's a truck right in front of me, and I just crash. And it's like, all right, that was pretty funny. Of course, it's funny because no one actually gets hurt. But yeah, it is honestly one game I do recommend checking out from this under $1 challenge.
Nice.
Sounds like we had 3 solid games this week.
So you know how we're going to decide the winner. Listeners, you need to go to anchor.fm/Switchmania and leave us a voice message telling us who won the challenge this week. I think we all win right now, and nobody votes. We all win, yay! But everyone isn't a winner. Everyone isn't a winner. Somebody has to win.
I think the consumer wins for under $2. They're going to get all 3 of those games.
Yeah, for real.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Exactly. And we all enjoyed our games this week, which is awesome. It's great. That's why I love the dollar challenge too. Is it also allows us to experience games that we would have normally not played. Super cool.
Absolutely.
So JP, what new games are coming out? I know that there's a couple, right?
Yeah, if anyone remembers October, when we normally have these heavy week releases, it's coming early this year, which
Christmas!
is really surprising. Barry, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember seeing a week this busy in a while. But we'll go through it, and this actually won't even be all of them because I still have to go through the Asia Japanese releases, and I feel like there's 1 or 2 coming out. But this is mainly what I'm going to read is the retail releases and the upcoming pre-orders from the limited and indie companies. So first one that's still going till September 22nd is Super Blood Hockey. So don't forget to pre-order that at premiumeditiongames.com.
Yeah. Okay. And be cognizant that, we have a pre-order window, everyone. So, once the pre-order window's done,
Yeah, that's true. So, on Tuesday, August 25th, we're going to see Giraffe and Annika Musical Mayhem Edition come out. We're also going to see House Flipper in the U.S. now. We're going to see Oddworld Munch's Odyssey, regular and limited edition. Ruiner from Special Reserve Games opens up for pre-order, and it's still unclear if Limited Run is doing a variant cover. I haven't seen or heard of it, but you never know, so be on the lookout. Then Street Power Soccer is coming in the US, and Street Power Football, same game, just different name, in the UK. So that means 2 covers for JP. Then on Friday, we have Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions. In the US, we're getting the Standard Edition. In the UK, they're getting the Deluxe, the Collectors, and they're getting a foosball one, where you can actually get a giant-size, full-size foosball table.
Pretty cheap, right?
Oh, no, yeah. I think it was $2,000 maybe. It was handmade by one of the premier people who make the foosball tables, I think.
Barry's definitely going to get that because he's a lot of room in his game room.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the good news for me is it's not in the game box, so I don't need to get that one. But I am getting the Deluxe from the UK because it's a different cover.
Sounds like we need to get a foosball table in a game box.
Yeah, we do. Gear Club Unlimited 2 Tracks Edition, which I believe is just going to be a new version of Unlimited 2 case with the DLC code in it, but the same cartridge as the original. I could be wrong, but when I get in, I'll open it up and show it on social media. We're getting Immortal Realms Vampire Wars, Jump Force Deluxe Edition. Limited Run Games is supposed to be opening up pre-orders for Mighty Gunvolt Burst. According to their LRG3, it's at August 28th, so that's what I'm going with. We're getting Nexomon Extinction, which is P-Cube's version, I guess, of Pokemon. It looks actually really cool. But if you like Pokemon, I think you'll enjoy this one. And then I'm going to put this here, even though you can buy it from Limited Run. But apparently, Nurse Love Obsession, that was an LRG title, is coming to GameStop. And on their website, it's still showing as the 28th is releasing, so I'm going to put it here.
Same cover?
Yeah. You have to correct me, but I thought this was a distributed title. I could be wrong. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe there was a card with it. I don't remember. But I'll double check later, and if I'm wrong, I'll correct myself. But yeah, it's the exact same cover from what I've seen. So if you bought it from Limited Run Games, or I think you still can, it's the same one that's going to be at GameStop. Other than that, I didn't see anything else, but as we all know, we get surprise announcements all the time. So there could be more. To make sure you're...
I just checked. Nurse Love Obsession is a distributed game and available right now still.
Interesting. Okay, so you could buy it already at Limited Run Games website or go to GameStop next week. If you want to see the full list with links and pictures and details of all those collector editions and what is included, jpswitchmania.com normally gets this weekly release post normally gets posted on Sunday or Saturday night.
You
and
put a
I'll
lot
have
of time
all of
into
it.
that too, JP.
Yeah, it takes. I mean, I'll say for one that's going to be like this, probably 3 to 5 hours. Just
Exactly.
it may go a little less because I've done the legwork of knowing which games are coming out, but normally, I'm going to the different sites, I'm double checking dates because I've already seen some games on Best Buy's website that I know is not coming out. But I always have to just do my due diligence. So, I'll put images, I'll put if there's any promotions, like for instance, Street Power Soccer, if you pre-order it at Best Buy, you get a $10 e-gift card. So I'll have that in my weekly release post. So check it out. It's always a good thing to just use as a reference to make sure you don't miss anything. I use it. I know that. So that is what's coming out next week as of right now.
Nice. I mean, it's cool to see, all the new stuff that's always coming out.
Yeah.
Did you mention a game called Meebus on Physicality?
Meebus?
Yeah, because I just went to Physicality's website and Meebus loaded, and then the rest of the website loaded in front of it. Like, there's literally some weird game that they're about to announce, I think.
I know Mebius is, I think, the developer for Rolling Gunner. No, I didn't know. Let me.
Weird. Maybe it's just Rolling Gunner then, because it was weird. It was like.
This is the name of the developer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Rolling Gunner. Which is okay. So while we're there, Physicality Games, you can pre-order Rolling Gunner, Guilty Gear 20th Anniversary.
Yep.
You can also do Slayaway Camp, and I think that's it right now.
For now, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. I mean, we are seeing a lot of games come out all the time. It's really why we're going super slow when it comes to our releases too, because I mean, we ourselves are having trouble keeping up. We don't want to have people that want to, get, engaged in what we're doing here at Premium Edition and like get overwhelmed with a ton of releases. Like we want to bring experiences to people, right?
Yep, absolutely. So our first game is Super Blood Hockey, and you can pre-order it right now. In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know, you still can pre-order Super Blood Hockey. It didn't go away during the recording.
No, it's still here.
Luckily, the website is not subjected to our crappy internets at each person's house.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Gotta love it, though. It's not a Switchmania Playcast until we have like 27 different issues with audio.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotta love it.
That's how you know it's authentic.
Yes.
So is there anything else to go over this time?
I will say I think one really cool thing is that for the upcoming game for a special reserve, which is going to be Ruiner, they announced that all the copies are going to come with a 102-page art book.
Nice.
That's crazy. I don't know what the cost is yet. I don't actually know if they posted it, but I think that's going to be cool. And I believe it is going to be an open pre-order into September. So, just make sure you don't forget. Because what's really interesting, and I'm telling you this happens all the time. I had somebody message me today, and they said Greece, I think it was Greece and Carry On, closed their pre-orders at Special Reserves at 1 p.m. And normally, we're all used to limited run games at 11:59 p.m. And this was the same case with the person. So he messaged me. He said, "What? The pre-orders are closed already?" And I said, "Yeah, they closed at 1." I said, "It's been up for a month." He's like, "Yeah, but we have other things going on also, and I missed it now." I'm telling you, I'll use our game as an example. It may be open until September 22nd, but don't wait, because what happens is at the last minute something comes up, you miss it. It happens all the time, not even on purpose. So if you want the game, just do yourself a favor, secure a copy, and then you don't have to worry about it. Yes, with the Playcast, we'll remind you, but you don't want to be that person that goes to the website ready to pre-order and it's closed. Mm-hmm. So
exactly.
Let that be a life lesson from an actual gamer friend. It does happen, and I'm always worried that it's going to happen to me one day.
So we have been making the rounds. I know JP and I were on the VG Mobster podcast a couple days ago, which I think was
Thanks for having us.
Was it uploaded already, or is it still coming out?
Oh yeah, it went up. We shared it. So if you go to Facebook, nice. Twitter, even I think Instagram, the link to that YouTube episode is up now.
Nice. And then yesterday I was on the Video Game World Series, Retro World Series podcast with my buddy Hal. I didn't realize it was going to be live, and it was actually live when I did it, and it was funny. But like people were asking like lots of questions. They were trying to get me to divulge like one of our new releases, and I was like, nope, not talking about a new release. I said what we do is we will announce it on a premium edition direct in the future. And then JP, we have a new member for the team, right?
Yes, we do. So we all like to welcome, and his nickname now, whether he wants it or not, is Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank.
So you may know Frank. He's one of our reviewers on JP Switchmania. Very great guy. Very funny guy. He works at a retro video game store where he lives, and if you follow them, he does their commercial videos on social media. He's just a really great guy, funny guy. So he is joining our marketing and communications team. He's going to be helping out with Facebook and other social media activities. So you can expect his kind of humor to be integrated into our company. So I am excited to have brought him on. And I don't know if, Jeffrey, you can't even talk yet about another person we've been talking with, but let's just say, okay, what I will say is one thing that we want to do is, we are gamers. We're making games for gamers, and we're from the community. I mean, everyone knows us. We are in the Switch community, and that's how we want to build our company. So what we are doing is we're trying to bring in people from the community that have a passion like we do to something with physical games. So, Frank wanted to jump on with the social media and the marketing aspect, and I thought this was a great opportunity. We have other people that we won't say just yet, but they have their own talents that you probably have seen or they've wanted to explore even more. And I'm glad we'll have this outlet for them to grow with us. And that's what we want, is we want this to be a community company. And I think it's on the right track for that.
I will absolutely say, if, people hit us up on social media, like just send us messages or whatever, like we can definitely entertain any kind of pitches if you have a unique skill set, because we are growing. I call it organically growing, because literally if you're passionate about stuff, like we might bring you on. Like right now we're starting up, so it'll be a monster here in a little bit as JP begins to ramp up PR and everything, because you got to realize we've just been doing social media right now, everybody. Like, you're about to see us everywhere. There's gonna be billboards with JP's face on them in New Jersey, because we've realized everybody's in New Jersey except for me, apparently, in gaming.
That's true. Yeah, it is true.
I need to stay away from there. That place is...
We all just live right next to each other.
Yeah, that makes it better.
So great.
No, I think it's going to be a fun time. I mean, on Tuesday it's going to be technically 4 weeks until the end of our pre-order window for Super Blood Hockey. But yeah, you've right now seen the organic grassroots marketing of us just reaching out within the community, but we have a lot of plans with a lot of aspects to our company to improve what we've already announced and to just make sure that people know about us, because that's really the important thing. And to everyone who's been sharing our tweets, who've been commenting, who pre-ordered the game, thank you already. I mean, it's been tremendous to see that support. If you know people that play video games, that like hockey, that like retro, let them know about premium edition games. I mean, that's really how we're going to grow. It's within the community, and we want to keep making fun games. I mean, that is our goal, and you'll see that with our releases. We're picking games that we would want to play.
And just so you know, we didn't forget, we will have an announcement regarding international shipping soon, we hope. Very soon. We are working it, literally waiting on the ink to dry on a deal. That's what we're waiting on. Like once that is, though, we've been making subtle hints, but we're working it because we want everybody to experience Super Blood Hockey without having to take out a second mortgage on their house for shipping. For real. At first we were like, man, sorry, but even the U.S. is about to raise shipping internationally. And we're like, man, what do we do? And luckily, lots of community members have reached out, and we're hopefully going to be able to offer something comparable to where should be about the same shipping for everyone. That would be amazing.
Exactly.
That's the goal. If we can get the shipping down so that way it's like, that $5 for everyone, because we've gotten it down to about $5 to everybody in the U.S. as well, unless you're like super far out like one side or the other of the country.
Yep.
But like, yeah, it's like we want that to be for everyone, because we want everyone to be right on par and be able to get the games.
Yeah, and I will say to that point, we don't want anyone to miss our games, and this is why I'm glad we got that feedback. It was something we were aware of, but when you get that feedback, and it's still positive feedback, because we want our company to be accessible, we want our games to be accessible, and we don't want you to miss Super Blood Hockey or Pigeon Dev Collection, and definitely not a robot named Fight. So for us to be able to, we're hoping this week or next to announce something. We're very excited about that too, because that's just something that we were aware of. The other thing I will say is on Discord, where Barry lives, there is a section for suggested games. So if there are physical games that you want to see made, go in there, join our Discord, comment. You can also tag us on social media, tag the developer or the publishers. We look at everything. We can't guarantee, just like all the other companies, we can't, outright say yes or no, we're going to do a game. But we will entertain and we will look into every game.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter if it's already released or if it's coming soon.
On the eShop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even anything. The thing with the Nintendo Switch that has been amazing has been the accessibility for developers to be able to port over games. So even if there's stuff over on Steam that you think might be cool, or even on the NES, we've seen games from the NES ported to the Switch. Haunted Halloween 86 was one. So whatever you think might be cool, we'll look into it, because there might be a way to get it on our favorite console.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely our favorite console.
Yeah, for sure. I was trying to explain that to Hal on the Retro World Series podcast. I was like, you don't get it. The Nintendo Switch hits every generation. We've had ports, we've had versions, we've had inspirations from every single generation of gaming, and it has been an amazing experience over the course of the last 4 years. And as things have gotten crazier and the eShop gets flooded, there needs to be more people that are taking the time to release these games physically, and we're only able to do so much. We wish we had time to do more, but we're going to be rolling out slowly just because it's just so much time in the day to do things right. And that's literally it. We want to do things right by not only the community, but by the developers who are also putting in thousands of hours into developing their games. We want to give every game its due. Super Blood Hockey is an amazing experience, and people were talking all about it last year, and then it kind of went silent. And then when we got the opportunity, which just happened to be happenstance, to release it physically, we were like, yes, we're listening. And we were like, oh yeah, this is a perfect first release, because this is a game that was almost viral last year when it popped out, and everybody was saying it was one of the best hidden eShop games out there.
Yeah, and I can absolutely see why. I will say, just looking at it, with screenshots, it looks fun. It looks like, wow, this is a violent, old-school hockey game. But I'm telling you, that franchise mode, there's so much depth to it. I know I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it again, but there's so much humor to it. There's so much strategy to it, and it really just adds another level to the game, because you will be playing hockey games within the franchise mode. You have your calendar, and you have your game days, and you have your playoff days, and then you have your training days. But there's so much, you can get so involved in this game to really customize your team that it's more than just an arcade hockey game.
What we got to do is we got to call it a violent hockey RPG. Because in reality, it is a role-playing game, because you are leveling up stats for your characters.
You are,
So we probably need to make that very clear as we do our grassroots marketing, as we push it forward. But hey, this is a hockey RPG, because it really is. And there was one thing that Barry and I talked about while you were rebooting, JP. This is actually, not the only hockey game on the Switch, because you have that weird one that's part of the fun family game thing. There's also one other game that's a little bit similar to Super Blood Hockey. On the Kunio-kun collection, you have Icky Icky Hockey Boo, which is
Oh.
which is a really fun one that's like almost has RPG elements, but you get this in a modernized format with Super Blood Hockey with violence and gore and humor and craziness and it's just like the RPG aspects to it are something that we can't understate. And honestly, even thinking about like on our page, like we're focusing on the hockey. We need to talk about the RPG now. I think for the last month we're going to be talking about the RPG because that's been the part, at least from all three of us, really, that's impressed us the most from this Playcast episode.
Yeah, you have a solid game on its own. So like, right, you just go into exhibition, you're going to have a fun time. But then when you want the meat and more of it, that's that franchise mode. And it's just, it's fantastic and it's fun. Like, it really is fun, and it's fun taking each of your players and individually, like, training them or deciding on what you want to do with them. And I've only really scratched the surface, even playing it for a while. So I'm looking forward to diving more into it, and I'm definitely looking forward to popping in that physical cartridge in the coming months. And I think that's gonna feel awesome.
Oh yeah.
No greater feeling.
No, it's definitely
not.
something that if you just look at the screenshots and even if you just look at the trailer, I think it undersells it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can definitely see where it's like, oh, well, maybe there's not a lot of meat to this. It's pick up and play and be done. But there's a lot to this game. That franchise mode is amazing and took me by surprise. The amount of RPG elements in it, it's awesome. It kind of reminds me of like the Mario Tennis and the Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color that were like RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so good.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not just match, level up, match. I mean, you're talking with all of the different players. You're deciding what you want to do, and even when you lose, you're still leveling up. And so far, I've been losing. Like, I'm horrible. I'll tie with them, and then at the very last second, they somehow get a shot off of me. But it's fun, and thankfully, I haven't had any characters KO yet because I can only afford to have my initial like 4 players and goalie. So if one dies, I'm kind of screwed because I have no money left. But
Did you run out of money at all?
No, I have like $666 or something.
I got down to like $2 or $3 at the end, right before a game night, and then I won because I'm undefeated right now, but I've only played a couple games in season. But I'm definitely not undefeated in exhibition. I've gotten my butt whipped in exhibition.
Oh yeah,
but like
yeah. I was gonna say, an interesting number you just picked, JP.
Oh, I'm estimating, but yeah, 666. but I will say, I mean, it's going to be a challenging game, and it's no joke when you see that percentage and the opposing goalie block like 95% of the shots, and you've taken like 50 shots in that amount of time. But it's crazy because you also get the rating on how violent you were, how many fights you did, how many times you attack somebody. I mean, it's so much detail to that game. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have updated the premium edition release to say RPG a few times and role playing game a few times. A violent retro arcade style ice hockey RPG. Because it is though, like it really is. See, so the Switchmania Playcast has helped better Super Blood Hockey on PremiumEditionGames.com. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So should we wrap up the Playcast, everyone?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So where can we find us? Do I start?
You always start.
Yeah.
I always start. Holy crap. All right, so you can find me at PremiumEditionGames.com only. No. Obviously, you can also get my books at HagensAlley.com. Have a few copies left of the Switch Collector, as well as things like the Super Complete SNES Pocket Edition, which is on sale for $10. Super affordable. And the Complete Virtual Boy, which is $20 right now to read about every Virtual Boy game out there. I am on Facebook and the Twitter at Hagen's Alley, and on Instagram at Hagen's Alley Books. Barry.
You can find me on Twitter at Hawk Hellfire. You can also find me next Monday. I will be on the We the Gamercast. Ooh. And you could also find me on Facebook and on YouTube at Nintendo Fuse. JP?
Don't forget about at Discord where you live, Barry.
Well, I'm always on our Discord, yes.
He lives there.
And emails, You'll
sure.
always find me there. You email us, you go to Discord, you will absolutely find me there, 100%.
Yeah. So you can find me at Premium Edition Games on social media. So that's Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Visit us on our website. And then on my personal channel, that's JP Switchmania. So jpswitchmania.com. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I see a pattern here. But if you want to be kept up to date on all the upcoming Switch physical releases and just news in general, please give my Twitter channel a follow. I also do a lot of giveaways, and I have 2 going on right now. One with Game Decks to give away one of their Mutant Mud Super Packs. And then also with First Press Games, we're giving away 2 copies of Shadow Bug from Muro Studios, the regular edition. So those are my 2 giveaways for the week. And then, of course, I've been teasing our first Premium Edition giveaway. And if you're listening, I can confirm it's happening. It's an Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch console with goodies. So that's only
happening.
It's happening. Only one of the prizes. So you can bet it's going to be a big one. So stay tuned to Premium Edition 1 on Twitter or Premium Edition Games on Facebook. Sign up for our newsletter right on our website so you don't miss any of the news that we're going to be pumping out there. But yeah, thanks for checking us out.
And I promise you that won't be our only giveaway. We will definitely have more surprises and such because as we continue to progress, there will be many an item that come out that we will be doing as giveaways. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Have a good one.